Hi, guys, and welcome back to my podcast, Beyond the Chair. Today, I have a very exciting guest and topic for today. So, we're going to be talking about earning big. And I'd like to introduce my guest for today, Andrea Bataz. She is an independent stylist and a Latina six-figure stylist. Wow. So, how does it feel to hear that?
Oh my God. I feel like when I first saw it, I couldn't believe it. But now that it's unreal.
Yeah. Now that you could say my business is bringing this much money.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So is this curious? Is this like your first year, or this is something like your business has been doing for the last couple of years, or how did it start for you?
So the last year it was in the 80,000s,
Okay.
86. This year it hit like the 100K.
Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's such a great feeling. At the same time, like you said, it's like an unbelievable feeling because we often hear about it, we read about it, but it's crazy when it happens to you, right? So with that being said, can you share a little bit about your journey? Like, how has that been? I started with the Latina six-figure stylist because I feel like it's something more, unfortunately, uncommon in our culture. So if you want to share a little bit about your background and how that journey has looked like for you.
So my name's Andrea Bataz, and like you said, I am an independent hairstylist, matrix artist, and mental health advocate. And it's been a journey. It's been about 5 years now in my business, and it's been of trials and errors and just falling and coming back up. So I did have to change a lot of my mindset and how I thought about making those six figures, because I would hear other independent hairstylists share how they made six figures, but I never really believed it for myself. So little did I know I had to change my mindset to start creating that reality for myself. And that's what I did. It took me a long time to get to that point. A lot of self-healing, reading, meditating, so a lot of inner work. And in consequencia, I saw a lot of progress in my work, in my business, in my personal life too. So once you start seeing it, it's like, okay, it's really happening. It's really happening. And it could be unbelievable, but it's real. Yeah.
When you were talking right now, I was thinking do you feel like it was hard for you to see that for yourself because of the relationship you had with money growing up?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the south side of Chicago. I grew up in Pilsen. So you don't really see successful people or, your family members making six figures a year. It was more like, okay, go to college, make money, and put it in the bank.
Right. Safe.
Guarda tu dinero. That's it.
Playing it safe always.
Always. I never got educated on how to invest, how to save for retirement, life insurance. It's like, what? Like, what is this? And I basically had to learn everything on my own, and I'm still learning myself, but it's taking some time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know because, obviously I follow you on Instagram. You even started talking to a financial advisor?
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Can you share a little bit about that?
So my financial advisor, his name is Pablo. His Instagram is Pablo Wealth Talks. And
great content. I follow him too.
Yes, he's great. I met him through Ana, Azula Bayana, and I went to a networking event, and we met, and we set up a meeting with my husband, and we started to talk about, investing and saving, and this is our first time listening to all of this. It's like, what?
I'm asking because I feel like he is doing such a great job of creating that awareness for our people, our community, because it's like, okay, we finally get to that point where the money's coming in. Like, we need to be smart about how it's going to be going out and how we can pass that on to our children. you know?
Yeah, what I love about Pablo is that he creates free workshops for Latinos and especially like in the Latino communities. So he's having one this Friday in Little Village. And it's great because I really believe that we need to bring awareness to our communities and invest in our communities too.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit off topic. I was just wondering.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's cool. So to get to the point of where your business is at now, can you share like what are some of the strategies you've used to maybe like grow your clientele? Like, do you feel like your business reached the 6 figures because of a high volume clientele or like a high paying clients?
It's the high paying.
High paying. Yeah. Okay. So not the volume. So it's more like the money coming in. What is it? Like the average ticket sale, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I truly believe that you should work less, get paid more. I work by appointments only. I have a private studio by Midway, Chicago. And like I said, I work by appointment only. So I specialize in customized colors. And that's basically balayage, teasy lights, and I also do hair extensions. So that, like, that's very high.
Yeah, high. Yeah,
ticket,
definitely.
Yeah.
Do you feel like offering the hair extensions is something that helped you elevate your business to the high paying clients?
It really did.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just creating a luxurious service to our clients.
Okay. And with your current high paying clients, like how did you attract to come see you?
Oh, I feel like I had to change everything.
Yeah.
Myself, my branding, the way that I worked. And if I want to offer or bring in a type of clients, I need to offer something different. And the other day I had a client come in for a customized color. And she told me, you know what? It feels amazing how you're doing my hair, just the whole experience. Y me dice, yo sé que a veces vamos a otro lugar para pagar un poco menos and they don't deliver what you're asking. And I told her, you know what? It's sort of like you walking into Louis Vuitton or Gucci and into Michael Kors. It's a different kind of experience. So that's what I wanted to create for my clients, a safe space and a way for them to disconnect from their everyday life and deserve to be treated how they should.
So what does that experience look like for your client?
So it starts off by, with a consultation. So when they book a appointment with us, they need to go through a consultation. And that's a great way for me to meet that client. Because not everyone is for you, so you really want to get a vibe from that person. So yo prefiero trabajar bien con persona a gusto, and en consecuencia pues viene el dinero.
Right.
So we go through a consultation. This could last about 15 to 30 minutes. It really depends. And then from there, we'll schedule our follow-up appointment. And
is this done in person? I'm just wondering.
In person,
yeah. Okay.
I was offering like the virtual consultations, but
it was more during COVID time, right?
During COVID,
yeah. Thankfully, it seems like we're past that.
Yeah. It's better to do it in person. Yeah. So I changed it to the in-person consultation, and during the consultation, we talk about maintenance, pricing, future appointments. We talk about all kind of things. And during the appointment, I give them a pricing. Les digo, this is how much your transformation will be. And I know pricing could be a little like scary to talk about, but
once again, it's money.
It's money.
It's when it's a relationship to money. So I feel like when I've talked to stylists and I'm always like, raise your prices. If the demand is high, it's a sign that you have to raise your prices. And a lot of times we feel uncomfortable to talk about money because we're uncomfortable with money. And so I'm like, you cannot reflect your fear with money to your clients,
That is.
And pricing is a perception for everybody. It's so different for everybody. As long as there's value, people are going to go ahead and pay.
And pay, yeah. And I've had those clients that don't even ask for the pricing. Nada más dicen just do it.
Right.
And they're the clients that go off and beyond and give you a very big gratuity or you know,
or referral.
They come back, so it's good.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you something else, and I got sidetracked in my head. I feel like we're going really fast on these questions. I know, right? Okay, so going back to the consultation, because I know we always hear like, oh, you know, create the experience, and we're in an industry full of stylists, right? And so, like you mentioned, we have to stand out differently. So, for example, I follow a hairstylist that she often like inspires me. She's from Australia, and her beverage menu is just so cute and so unique. So, like, do you do anything different with the client experience as far as like beverages, snacks, or I don't know, any type of like pampering you do for them?
Oh yeah, I love to follow hairstylists from Australia and from the other world because they work so differently.
They do.
And I love to pick up a few things from them. So I like to have soothing music.
Okay.
Not too
overstimulating.
Like overstimulating.
Okay.
If they like it, then I'll put it. But I like to keep it, you know,
relax.
Okay. Yeah. Having snacks and just helping them feel comfortable talking, and yeah, it's part of the experience. I like it. Something that we just started doing is we got a hot towel warmer.
And I don't know if you experienced this yourself, going to maybe at your salon or a different salon, but it really changes the game.
It really does.
And because we just started doing it, we've been open for like almost 5 years. And I remember the first time I did it to my client, they're like, I forgot to warn them because estoy acá en el chisme. And then there's like steam coming out of the bowl, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, is my hair burning? They're like, and then I'm like, oh, sorry. I forgot to warn you. We're now doing like the hot towels, you know, and we infuse them with like the eucalyptus oil, and it's such a nice touch. So it's definitely something, once again, try to stand out differently.
It really sets you apart from everyone else.
It does. So I know you mentioned before we started the podcast that you have a seminar coming up. Yes? So if you want to talk a little bit about your seminar.
The 27th.
No, because we're staying in the consultation one.
Oh.
So we do have a seminar coming up, us together, on the 27th, which we'll talk about soon. But you have one about consultations.
Yes, October 16th. I'll be talking about how to master a consultation, and I'll be going over just how to start a consultation, like what I mentioned before, how to start it, and how to create a visual board with your clients too. And this could be during the consultation. So a great example could be just creating future appointments for them, dreaming with them. And this could be like, okay, well, today we're going to do a balayage, but in the next 4 or 6 months during fall, we're going to change it up. We're going to darken it a little bit. So in the back of their head, they're already thinking, oh, I need to come back in 36 months. So you're creating a dream hair board for them.
I love that.
Yeah. So
they're looking forward to future appointments.
Yes.
And that helps your client retention. I like that. Perfect. So then, because we are having a seminar coming up together this Sunday, actually, August 27th, which I'm really excited for. This is the first time that this is the second. We did a private seminar already together. So it's the second time that we're collaborating. And I'm really excited because we have a good amount of people signed up. Yes, a good amount of people. And everyone's really excited. And I had a networking event at the salon. And Andrea was my guest speaker. So in the seminar, we're going to be talking about manifesting your success. And I feel like manifestation is huge, right? And it goes back to what you talked about, which is mindset. So we're going to be digging deep into finding your purpose, because your purpose is different from everybody.
It really is, yeah.
So very excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
And Anything else you want to share? I know I have one more question.
Let's see. Well, like I mentioned in the networking event, I really feel like everyone's journey is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I know by listening to me and Joanna share about how we've gotten to the point to make those 6 figures, it takes some time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in our seminar we'll be talking about that a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, just trust your journey, and you know, whatever you are doing now, it's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. My last question for you is dealing with difficult clients. How do you approach that? Because I know, you know, you mentioned like the high paying clients, you know, and so like your clientele, your returning clients, they know the price, they know the experience, they find the value in it. And so you're attracting new clients. And if, you know, sometimes the bad ones, they slip in somehow. How do you handle a difficult client, somebody that's maybe trying to negotiate the price with you, or like, because I know we've all had those.
Yeah. I think during the consultation, you get an idea of how that client will be and what they're expecting. So that's why I love consultations. Mm-hmm. So whenever that does happen, or if I see them como que the price is a little too high, I'll let them know, okay, well, we could also do this transformation, and this will be the pricing on this. Mm-hmm. So I haven't had that in a while. I feel like in the beginning of my career, I did get a lot of those because my prices were really low, and I was just accepting just anyone into my chair because I was trying to build my clientele. But now that my business is different, I noticed that my clientele is different. I haven't had those in a while. Pero si pasan, I'll just talk to them and I'll let them know, okay, well, this is my pricing. And I don't negotiate.
Right. So you feel comfortable like turning somebody away before you even begin a service with them?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you say it?
Okay. So like when they don't want to pay like your price? Or?
Yeah, like if you, for example, there's a lot of red flags, right? So you don't want to move forward with even scheduling an appointment with them. How do you kindly decline that client?
So during the consultation, if we went through pricing, y no les acomoda nada, the last thing I will offer is, okay, well, we could always do a hair treatment and a haircut, just so you can get rid of whatever you have going on right now, and try to work with them as much as possible. Okay. Y ya cuando veo que no, I'll tell them, you know what? Okay, well, I'll let you know what we'll do from now. From this point now, I'll send you a message or I'll give you a call. But yeah, I feel like during the consultation, se te va a ir dando como que le vas a decir.
Yeah.
But just being very completely honest with them. Like, don't be scared or intimidated because they really feel it. They see it. So you know what's best. You're the professional. So if you're denying a service, it's because, you know, you don't feel comfortable moving forward. So yeah.
What are some of the red flags you usually, like, if you come across this red flag, you're like, okay, that's definitely a no? Because I know a lot of people listening are probably gonna, you know, because I feel like I can relate to you in the fact that when you start out, like, you do want to like take as much as possible because you want to get the experience to build your skill set and your clientele. So when I talk to stylists, a lot of times it's like, okay, now they want to move into that transition where they want to raise their prices, attract a different type of clientele to be able to reach those financial goals. And so usually when something's going wrong, I'm like, that's a red flag. that was a red flag, you know? So I know I have my set of red flags that I could pick up on. Any that you can share that you're like, okay, that's usually a red flag for me.
So I want to be able to have a great experience just as the client. I also want to feel comfortable during the appointment. So if I feel like that client is, for example, very negative or is very like just very negative. I don't
you feel
like
the
that.
energy.
Yeah, I feel the energy. I don't like that. Like, I don't care if you're paying me 500, whatever, 600. Like, if your attitude, your energy is not good, I'll cut you off.
Okay.
And I'm pretty honest with my clients. I will send them an email or a message and let them know, hey, you know, during our last appointment, I felt a little uncomfortable. I'm really bold. Like, I'm very like straightforward. I don't like sugarcoat things.
Yeah.
It took me some time to get to that. Because I was always like a people pleaser. Like, I wanted to please them.
Right.
But a veces it's not even you, it's them.
Right.
It's them who have, you know, their things going on. So I'll send them a message and tell them, hey, you know, during our last appointment, I think you weren't really happy with how your color turned out. I tried my best. You know, this has been our second or third appointment, trying to attempt to get to your goal, and you're still unsatisfied. I think you should look for someone else, or, you know, just go like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's usually what I would say too. I feel like for me, the red flags during a consultation is definitely the negativity. And it usually starts with, no one gets my hair right. Or the last person did this, and like, you're already talking shit about the last person. Like, you know, that for me says a lot. You can say you've had a bad experience, you didn't like, so, you know, whatever was done, but keep it at that, you know, for you to go and elaborate on how bad this person is at what her job is like. Yeah. I wouldn't want to do business with somebody like that. So for me, it's that. It's the way that I do my consultations actually has changed a lot from, I would say, back to like 2020, like during COVID. I did the whole virtual and consultation, the video. And I've really found a good system for online booking that I'm really excited to share during our seminar on Sunday, because I feel like this system has allowed me to filter out even more the clients that I don't want. And so before I do an in-person consultation, I have a pre-consultation. And so this form has to be filled out to its entirety. Like, you can't move on to question 2 if you haven't answered question 1. Okay. And so there's a lot of detailed questions that I ask in there, because I want to get to know exactly the person that I'm going to be meeting. And I've had times where people or clients are like, potential new clients, like, oh, do I really have to fill out the whole form? Yeah. And if you can't commit to that, how can I expect you to commit to use the right products when we're after the service, you know? So I really like that. I like that a lot, doing the pre-consultation. And then during the consultation, then I have something to go off of, like, okay, this is what you submitted. This is what we're going to talk about. You mentioned, you know, this is the products that you're using at home. This is how much heat you're using during the week. So I already know in there if they're using Pantene or they're using Olaplex. That's 2 different type of clients, you know? If they're using styling tools like 3 times a week, that's somebody that cares about what the hair looks, as opposed to somebody that's more wash and go, you know? So I feel like getting to know the client before I even meet them in person has been something that has been working great for me. And it's good. That's good. Yeah, so I'm excited to share that, because then I feel like filtering out the bad clients and getting to your dream client, because everybody's dream client looks different. It's going to be another way to reaching those financial goals, because I'm right with you as far as like working harder. No, that's not what I'm doing. Working smarter, not harder. And less volume and higher quality. And then obviously higher paying clients. Because I feel like as a mom, as a wife, and then running our own business, like the less time we could be behind the chair, we are then have more time to do everything else. You know, because I feel like we both have been in that toxic cycle of just overworking. You know, I worked at times like 7 days a week. 6 days a week used to be like my normal back in the day. And I was making way less money and working way more because I didn't have the right understanding of what I was even chasing. You know, like you're doing hair, but like whose hair do you really want to do? Yeah. You know, so I feel like it all starts with mindset, finding your purpose. And when you have your purpose, then you find, you know, the person that you want to talk to, who you want to attract.
I remember the other day when you had the private seminar, how you shared about stepping outside of the box. And right now, listening to you about the consultations, it's sort of like when you go to a doctor's appointment, you need to fill out that form.
Yes.
And the doctor has an idea of what your diseases are or your symptoms. So it's sort of like, for us, we could relate it to our business too.
Right.
So that gives us a better idea of what we can dream about with our clients, creating that dream board, and what to expect from them too.
Yeah. I like doing that. Yeah. I like to see other professions and how they do business. So oftentimes, like, I love listening to podcasts or whatever. And a lot of times they won't even be hair related, you know? And then I just like to learn from that profession, see what's working for them and see if I can apply it to my own. So like you mentioned, doctors is a great one. You know, doctors and us, we hold in similarity like a state license, a professional state license. Like we all had to take state boards. Obviously, we didn't have to go to school like 12 years. Yeah. But I mean, if it was possible to do a master's in hair, PhD, I would go to school for that. But unfortunately, there's none of that. No. Yes. So I feel like, I think it was Gina. Have you heard her podcast?
Gina Bianca.
Yes. Yeah. That she mentioned, like, okay, lawyers have this professional state license, doctors do, and you know, they're professionals, so are we. So I know she mentions that a lot when it comes to like doing deposits, non-refundable deposits, you know, and all of that. Like these professionals, they take their business very seriously, and there's steps and boundaries that are not, they're not broken at all. So if they can do it, like, why can't we? We're also professionals. So once again, it changes the mindset of, we're not just a hairstylist. It's not just that I want to deposit from you just because. It's securing our business, you know?
Yeah, it's something very serious.
It is.
It's not something to play with. I take my job very seriously because de ahí sale para darle de comer a mi hijo, my family. Yeah. That's where I pay my bills and everything. So I'm taking it really serious.
Yes.
And my clients are also investing their money into my business. So I am going to do my best to deliver what they're asking for and create a unique experience. This seminar, we will be going over how to manifest a successful business. And we are going to be talking about a little bit about personal. So with that being said, working on yourself will lead you to having a successful business, and you know, just it turns out
it goes hand in hand. I feel like when you are good with yourself and you're happy with yourself, then everything else will fall in place.
It will,
right? And I feel like to end the subject on earning big and becoming a 6-figure stylist, I read somewhere that when you start making more money, the way you should look at it is you're helping more people, right? So not really chasing the money. We're not out here chasing the money. I feel like if you work on yourself and your business, it's only going to attract bigger, better. Yeah. So, I feel like that's going again with the whole mindset. And not thinking of, you know, I got to do another client that's $500. It's, you know, service sale to meet those goals. It's not about that. It's about, you know, transforming your client's life with their hair and their self-esteem.
Yeah, And like I've said earlier, it's very serious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and your clients are trusting you to come with you.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not only like, you shouldn't just think about the money.
Right.
That comes in consequence,
Mm-hmm.
por consecuencia. But just the fact that a client is coming in to disconnect from their everyday life,
Mm-hmm.
their routine. You know, we've had clients that sit in our chair and they trust us with, you know, their personal stuff, or we hear so many
Mm-hmm.
things, you know, and you have the power to inspire that client, to advocate for them,
Mm-hmm.
to just share, darles un consejo.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's beautiful. That's the beautiful part about our job, that we're able to not only transform hair, but transform women's lives, men's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it's wonderful. I love it.
I think that's what, I mean, I've been in it for 16 years and I will never get tired of it because every day is different. Every person that sits in my chair is different. And like we talked about before, like energy, it's so contagious, right? So if you have somebody with bad energy in your chair, obviously you don't want to be part of that. Yeah. But if we can be really happy with ourselves and our life and have nothing but grateful, positive energy, our clients will also receive that and they'll get that. And I've had clients tell me like, oh wow, like I feel so inspired when I come here. And I'm like, there's no bigger compliment to me besides them loving their hair than feeling motivated and inspired to do whatever it is they want to do in their life. Because I'm like, yes, you can do it. Why not? You know?
Especially when you see someone like yourself.
Yes.
Latina, and just doing all of that. It's a big inspiration.
It is. Yeah. And that's what we both hope to do for other people watching and those attending the seminar on Sunday. Obviously the seminar is in Illinois. And so if you're watching and you're not from the state, we hope to do this in via video soon, because I feel like this is something that, you know, we want to share with as many people as possible. And so manifestation and growth, personal and business. And so, yes, I'm excited.
Me too. Very excited.
So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up with your favorite quote that you want to share.
Oh, my favorite quote. You guys have probably heard this before, and if you haven't, you are the creator, the director, and the writer of your own story. You could create whatever you want.
I like that. I feel like I can definitely see how you have really translated that quote into your life from just following you the last, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years. Yeah. So I love that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming, for joining me. And I'm excited. And then we'll do this again soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. Bye, guys. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and give us any feedback of anything else you would like to see. Bye.